Hi everybody. I wanted to give you an introduction to what we call the supersite. Um, Basically, your textbook is manufactured by a company called Vista Higher Learning, VHL, and their website is vhlcentral.com. After you've gotten your book that comes with a code, or maybe you got just the code option, you're going to go to vhlcentral.com, and the first time you come in, you're going to create an account. I already have an account. You're going to create an account. You're going to find your school. You're going to find your class and your teacher, and it's going to ask you to enter your code. And that's the code that they gave you when you bought your book online, or it's if you bought a physical book from the bookstore, it's in like an envelope. You'll enter that code, and then you'll join your course. And then you'll log in. And so mine looks different from yours. I have a lot of different books. If you are in 101 or 102, you're probably using Viva. It may look like this, or by the time you see this in the future, it may be a new edition. If you're 201 or 202, you may have Enfoques. We have upper level books like Intrigas. I even have access to French books because I'm very fancy. Just to illustrate it, I'll pick Viva. I have the instructor's site, so it's going to look a little bit different from yours, but I want to show you a few things. You'll pick your course, um, and you may not even have to, it may just do that automatically. There are a few things that you should know, you should be familiar with. One thing is the calendar. If you click on the calendar, it'll show you, I have to click assignment calendar. But it'll show you when assignments are due. So for example, in this course, you can see there's an assignment due about every 2 weeks. They calculate how much time it's going to take you. I've always been told that they estimate too much time. So in the real world, it probably won't take you 5 hours and 34 minutes to complete the lessons for that chapter. You can see this chapter has activities and a test. And if you click activities, you'll see just a big list that has a due date. What I recommend that you do is to go to your content and click activities. And this way you can select whatever chapter you're working on. So let's do chapter 3, for example. And that way you can see exactly what you're working with. Anything with a due date, you have to do. But let's say you're on here and I don't know, you just want to do some vocabulary. Well, all preparación is vocabulary. Exploración is culture. Gramática is grammar. Lectura is reading. Repaso is vocabulary. So you could just jump in and go, all right, I feel like doing a couple of vocabulary or a couple of review activities, and it turns out they don't have any that are due. But let's say you want to do some culture, so you click Flash Cultura, and you see that for this section there are 2 activities, something about la familia, etc. So before you attempt the grammar activities, I suggest that you watch the tutorial video that goes along with that grammar. But again, by clicking contents and activities, you're really able to pick and choose where you wanna go. Versus if you just click calendar and jump into activities, it's kind of harder to pick what you want to